A very good morning to you all. Mngaramutse neza. How are you? And where are you watching from? Let us do this exercise a little bit. Just tell me where you're watching from. You can easily go in the chat box and tell me where you are. Right now, I am at UNFPA. Where are you? Yeah, tell me, where are you watching from? Are you even watching on Facebook or are you watching on YouTube? Let me tell you, today is going to be an amazing day, and I'm blessed to be the host of today. As you all know, it's the 28th of May, such a special day for us young people. Yes, I said the young people because you're going to be knowing more about the SYP program that is going to be benefiting you as a young person, but also it being the 28th of May, we get to celebrate and remember the Menstrual Hygiene Day. This is when we're going to talk about topics that you don't always talk about. We're going to hear from different speakers, performances. Hey, you saw the artworks? Oh yes. We have artists like Knowless. We have artists like Tom Close. We have big radio presenters that are going to be with us, like Butera Sandrine Isheja. I've just mixed up her name. Yeah, Sandrine Isheja. Anyway, you understand, yeah? And then we have an amazing performer, Neo Bosco. And we are going to have our guest of honor, amazing speakers. But before we continue, you understand, I'm not the one to give you the welcome remarks. You do that, yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome Mr. Mark Brian Schreiner, the country representative of UNFPA in Rwanda. Mr. Mark, thank you very much for joining us, and I think you are the right person to welcome us in this event today. The floor is yours.
Good morning, Arthur. It's great to be with you this morning and have the chance to welcome our guests and our friends. Our inspiring Honorable Minister of Youth and Culture, our Regional Director of the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation, SDC, our Country Director for the Korean International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, the Director General of the Ubuntu Foundation, the government officials, development partners, UN colleagues with us today, and most importantly, those young people that are joining us. Good morning, bonjour, moramutse. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome you to the event today, a double-header event. We're launching the Safeguard Young People program, and we're commemorating Menstrual Health Day. I'm delighted to be joined today by a number of stakeholders, youth activists, government leaders, creative industry, arts leaders, public personalities, all with a role to play in this country's social and economic transformation, especially for our adolescents and young people. Today also marks the final leg of a one-week campaign which started on Monday with the launch of UNFPA's flagship report, the 2021 State of the World Population Report, with the theme, My Body, My Dignity. And here, under the local theme in Kinyarwanda, Umubiri wanje, akijiro anje. For the first time, a UN report focuses on bodily autonomy, the power and the agencies to make choices about your body, the power to say yes, the right to say no. The Safeguard Young People program aims to empower young people to achieve their full potential and live a full and healthy life. We're going to learn a lot more about the SYP program this morning, and I just want to extend our gratitude to the Swiss Development Agency Cooperation, SDC, for their support in including Rwanda. SDC has taken a long-term approach to realizing transformative change, including behavior change. SDC fully understands that lasting behavioral change takes time, and it takes long-term investments, and it takes partnerships, especially with young people. Honorable Minister, colleagues, and friends, launching the Safeguard Youth Program today, the 28th of May, is not a pure coincidence. As we mark Menstrual Health Day, in addition to launching our State of the World Population Report, which calls for bodily autonomy, integrity, and self-determination of women and girls, we need to also cast our eyes on another silent issue that is likely to undermine countries' development, and that issue is menstrual health. Too many cultures, young adolescent girls, are often less prepared for menstrual health, suffering from anxiety, apprehensions, fear, and shame. Social taboos and cultural restraints during menstruation means that managing menstruation can be a great challenge for many girls. There's a need to amplify the voice of women and girls that go through menstruation. What is the real experience of a girl who begins to menstruate? Let's listen to young girls sharing their stories. We're seeing momentum, we're seeing partner engagement, and we're seeing increasing commitments being made, including through the International Conference on Population and Development, the ICPD Nairobi Summit. UNFPA commends Rwanda for the good progress being made, particularly through the Ministry of Education and partners like the Ubuntu Foundation, who are ensuring that the establishment of girls' rooms in all schools across the country and the waiver of VAT on menstrual health products. These are great progress being made. Together, we must create a society in which no woman or girl is held back because of her period. No woman or girl is kept from realizing her full potential because she menstruates, and where menstruation is just a normal part of life. To conclude, I want to convey my deepest appreciation to the Ministry of Youth and Culture, to SDC, to the Ubuntu Foundation, to our partners and UN colleagues, and most especially the young people that are with us, joining us today, with us here in person and online. We reaffirm and accelerate our joint commitment to supporting you to realize your rights across Rwanda. Thank you for your attention, and I'm looking forward to a fun and creative dialogue this morning. Murakoze cyane. Back to you, my friend Arthur.
And thank you very much, Mr. Mark, and that was really amazing. Very, very good remarks that kickstart the day today. Now, as I told you, we are going to be learning more about the Safeguard Young People program. And I'm not the person to tell you more about it. So please allow me, and we are blessed, by the way. The technology nowadays is amazing. We can basically be with someone who's not even in Africa, and we get to connect and talk. So allow me to welcome Renata. She's the SYP Regional Coordinator, and she's going to be giving us a presentation on understanding how has it been working in other countries. Then later on, we'll get to know how it's going to be happening here in Rwanda. Let's welcome Renata giving us her presentation.
My name is Renata Tallarico, and I'm the Safeguard Young People Program Regional Coordinator and Youth Team Lead at UNFPA Eastern Southern Africa Regional Office. I have the pleasure to talk about the Safeguard Young People Program and its regional perspective, drawing from lessons learned and highlighting opportunities for Rwanda and Tanzania. SYP started in 2014 and is currently ongoing. Its third phase, which is the current phase, has been based on results achieved, lessons learned, and consultation with key stakeholders, including regional economic communities. It is also based on lessons learned and emerging issues of gender transformative, comprehensive sexuality education and programming, climate change and SRHR and the interlinkages between the two, universal health coverage and importance of integrating SRHR within the universal health coverage national packages, menstrual health, and most recently, COVID-19 and issues related to mental health for adolescent and young people. SYP envisions an Eastern Southern Africa region with healthy, productive, and empowered adolescents and young people, free from STIs, including new infections, unintended pregnancies, child marriage, and gender-based violence. SYP has been implemented all along in 8 countries in Southern Africa, and now Rwanda and Tanzania will be joining us, as well as Angola and Mozambique.
I'm a young person, I'm a woman. I'm so proud of that. I have been grown up in a society whereby I had people living with HIV and AIDS, young people being affected with different challenges that they face, and that gave me a strong thinking of saying, whom do I want to be as a young person? And that motivated me to join programs and initiatives that are done for young people, especially on sexual and reproductive health.
Now, looking into the opportunities, there are a number of opportunities related to the regional approach to a regional program. First of all, the return on investment and economy of scale. The regional approach reduces duplication and improves joint strategies, increasing return on investment. Facilitates quality assurance by applying regional standards and promoting healthy exchanges and good practices among implementing countries. Beyond the return on investment, the social return on investment looks at the extra financial value, such as the multiplier effect that goes beyond the implementing countries and reaches other countries in the region. continuing more opportunities is linking with other regional initiatives, implementing science and evaluation, and finally, coordination and accountability mechanisms. So it has a catalytic effect because of the co-financing nature of the program that stimulates collaboration with other regional and national programs. It also facilitates the use of regional quality assured and standardized tools that, when implemented consistently across countries, allow for a deeper level of evaluation assessment of the interventions. And finally, ensures cohesiveness, joint learning, South-South cooperation, and cross-comparison possibilities between the countries.
A youth without a mission is a youth without a vision. So get up, educate, don't discriminate.
Thank you very much, Renata. That was an amazing presentation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, we are blessed to be having the SDC Regional Director. As you all know, SDC has played a very, very big role in making sure that this program comes live to you. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me welcome the SDC Regional Director, Mr. Mark DeSantis. I really hope I've done justice on your name, sir. You're welcome.
Honorable Minister of Youth and Culture, Rosemary Mbazi, dear representative of UNFPA, Rwanda, Mark Schreiner, dear regional SIP coordinator, Renata Talarico, dear young people from Afriyan, dear participants, dear colleagues, dear friends. It's my privilege and pleasure to participate in the launch of the Safeguard Young People program and to commemoration of the Menstrual Health Day. That so many of you are here today and spare your time to participate in this event serves as a reminder to us all just how important our work is in safeguarding young people. The Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation is committed to actively raising the quality of life for young persons here in Rwanda. The Safeguard Young People program comes as a complementary intervention to our existing program targeting young people. And I have to be honest, this program wasn't original on our program, but thanks to exchanges with you, to the commitment of our partners, we decided to include it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation particularly commend that the Safeguard Young People program integrates gender transformative aspects. This program not only improves adolescent girls and young women access to key services, but also helps communities understand and challenge the social norms that perpetuate inequities between boys and girls. The Safeguard Young People program will participate in providing new opportunities for all adolescents to achieve and exercise their full potential. To conclude, please allow me to congratulate the government of Rwanda for its tremendous efforts to address young and adolescent issues. My thanks also go to UNFPA that initiated the Safeguard Young People program in 8 Southern African countries and made it possible to integrate Rwanda in this regional program. And Switzerland is very proud to be part of this initiative. I sincerely hope you will enjoy today's event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mark, and those were really, really amazing remarks you just given us. And when somebody get to hear about a Safeguard People program and what are the kind of problems that the youth face, I don't know where you are, and I don't know if you've met any of the problems, but I managed to get someone here today, and she's going to give you her testimony. Yeah, I want you guys to listen in. This is a mother that got pregnant at such a young age. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome her as she delivers her testimony.
Ngiye kubabwira ingaruka zigerwaho n'abana b'abakobwa batwara inda bakiri batoya. Urugero nakiheraho, natwaye inda, maze gutwara inda numva ngize isoni cyane, mfata umwanzuro wo kuva iwacu ndagenda njya gukora ahantu akazi ko mu rugo, kubera numvaga isoni nteje iwacu. Naravutse ari njye mukobwa mu rugo, numva bineye n'ikimwaro cyinshi cyane. Mfata inzira ndagenda njya gukora akazi ko mu rugo. Naciye nk'amezi 2 cyangwa 3 numva karananiye, nsubira iwacu ndabyara. Uko kose niko natakazaga icyizere cyangwa amahirwe mu buzima bwanjye. Byanyiciye byinshi cyane, amashuri yarahagaze kubera nari maze gutwara inda nkiri mutoya. Navuye mu kazi ko mu rugo nsubira iwacu ndabyara, ariko nyuma yo kubyara nagizweho ingaruka nyinshi. Byanyiciye ejo hazaza mu buzima bwanjye, ariko nyuma yaho ntangiye kwigarurira icyizere. Genda mpura n'ingeri zitandukanye, mpura n'amatsinda atandukanye, bongera kungarurira icyizere mu buzima bwanjye. Ariko iyo utwaye inda ukiri mutoya byica ejo hazaza hawe. Ikindi nakongeraho nuko mbere yo gutwara inda, umunsi wa mbere njya mu mihango nagize isoni nyinshi cyane, ntavuga uko zingana. Ndabyibuka neza, nagiye mu mihango ndi ku ishuri, ndahaguruka, nicaranaga n'abahungu 2, nicaraga hagati yabo. Ndahaguruka, mugenzi wanjye w'umuhungu aravuga ngo murebe uriya mukobwa, ngo murebe ku kibuno cye. Ndabyibuka neza nahamagawe n'umwarimu, arambwira ati ngwino nkubwire. Njye sinari namenye n'ibyo ari byo. Ndagenda anjyana mu cyumba cy'abakobwa arabimbwira, ariko nyuma ahamagara abahungu abumvisha ko ari ibintu bisanzwe, ari ibintu bitarenze. Muri make icyo navuga nicyo, ariko icyo nabwira abana b'abakobwa bakiri batoya, nababwira ko iyo utegereje igihe cyawe cyiza cyo kubyara, ugakurikirana amasomo yawe neza, biguhesha ishema mu muryango, bikazamura igihugu muri rusange, ndetse n'umuryango wawe bikagufasha gutera imbere.
Thank you very much, Anijen, and that is an amazing testimony, and thank you for trusting us with that story. And if you are watching, you definitely understand why we need such a program. And the SYP program is a solution to provide information, and maybe such challenges can be solved. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I told you I have amazing things for you. Artists are lined up. And allow me to introduce this amazing artist. Most of you guys know him. Well, his recent song was a gospel song with Aline Gaongaire, but he normally does inspirational songs. Are you ready for a good show? No. Let's do this. I want you guys to send me some emojis, yeah? I want to check them right now. Send me some emojis. Tell me you are ready for this performance. And he's an amazing performer. He is rising as we speak. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the amazing Neo Bosco.
Muraho neza. Rimwe na rimwe imiryango usanga idatanga amahirwe angana ku bana b'abahungu n'abakobwa, bityo bikica uburenganzira bwabo. Banyarwanda, twese hamwe duharanire guha uburenganzira bungana abana b'abahungu n'abakobwa kugira ngo bagume mu ishuri, bakore akazi bashaka, bityo bazanihitiremo ejo hazaza habo heza.
있어 어느 이시터 만속하시고 눈도 아리와 바에 길어 아오니 오심에 슈다린 도로 위카란지라 오타카 샤가치라 간디코 카카루라리 우리소 오야 쓴 건가 입장 미랭제 우피타 마호요 아부콘가 입자도 심미샤 비라 센티니 위비 샷지라 그래 그래 나운딩아이 어바운가 후가이 인젠도 유디라보나 젠티야 ay well baby now I'm desire don't ever go down no 땅끝까지 닦았다고 해도 나 1, 2, 3 go saka 승거름은 이 녀석아 이래까니 이 녀석아 와바사바 haters 1, 2, 3 go saka 승거름은 이 녀석아 이래까니 이 녀석아 와바사바 haters 자꾸 길어 비포사 구매랑 away 자꾸 길어 우쿠누와 히레 옷거도 잘 피트에 이걸과 나도 누뚜가에 어린나봐 둘이라 Don't funny life is so funny Nobody like you, you're so amazing Baby watch me around I see by a content 니 슈리지 something up perfect But baby now I'm just Don't ever go down, no 땅가 까인 따고 해 no 1, 2, 3 go 스카 너를 모이냐 스카 이래카니 이 녀석아 아바사바 hate 1, 2, 3 go 스카 너를 모이냐 스카 이래카니 이 녀석아 아바사바 hate yeah Wabazaba haters 1, 2, 3 go sika Sing good munya sika Era kane sika Wabazaba haters 1, 2, 3 go sika
Thank you very much. Oh yes, Seka. Yeah, that's all I can tell you right now. It's good to have a laugh, by the way, and more amazing artists are going to be coming up. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Neo Bosco. Now, before we continue, remember when we started this moment, I told you about the SYP, and the SYP is here to benefit we as Rwandans. Now, after learning more about it from Renata, who she's the regional coordinator, I would love us to get to know more. How does it benefit us as Rwandans? And definitely, UNFPA can really help me on that, and I have the right person that I'm going to invite to give us more insights on it. So ladies and gentlemen, she's an amazing person and very energetic, and she told me, hey Arthur, are they young people? I'm like, yes, they are young people watching. Oh my God, I'm excited. I'm also excited. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome Therese, and Therese is actually one of the people that are working on this project, and she is the Adolescent and Youth Unit Lead in UNFPA Rwanda. So allow me to welcome Therese Karugwiza to give us her presentation, and then after that, I'll be telling you what's next. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Therese.
Today, I'm going to be a young person. Young people, viva! Young people, viva! Thank you. Honorable Minister of Youth and Culture, SDC Regional Director, UNFPA representative, dear partners, young people here present, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, bonjour, mwaramutse. My name is Teresa Karugwiza. I work with the UNFPA as the team leader of Adolescent and Youth Unit. I'm going to share with you an overview of the SYP Rwanda program. But before I do, I want to start with a simple quiz. And this quiz is addressed to young people below 30 years old. The quiz is the following. Tell me the name of the musician who sang this famous song, Imagine. Put your answer in the chat box. Oh, thank you. Bravo for those who tried. It is actually John Lennon. John Lennon imagined a world where there is no possession, where there is no hunger, where there is no greed. This dream inspired the SYP Rwanda. And see, the SYP Rwanda vision goes as follows. Imagine what it would be like if all adolescents and youth in Rwanda were healthy, productive, and empowered. Imagine them being free from sexually transmitted infections, including new HIV infections, unintended pregnancies, sexual violence, and other forms of GBV. But we need to translate vision into action so that we can achieve the world we want. We can achieve the results we set for ourselves. So the goal of the SYP program is to strengthen national capacities, empower young people, and accelerate achievements in health and education outcomes at national and subnational levels. This program is going to be implemented both at national level, but also in 3 districts of the Western Province, that is Rusizi, Karongi, and Nyamasheke. It has a time frame of 3 years, starting from this year, 2021 and 2023. What are the key results, the key outcomes of the SYP Rwanda? The first outcome looks at improved policy and legal environment for young people. The second outcome looks at knowledge and skills for young people to enable them to adopt protective sexual behaviors. The third outcome looks at the scaling up of youth-friendly health services and provision of integrated sexual reproductive health and HIV services for adolescents. So who are the SYP program participants? We have primary targets who are the in and out of school adolescent and youth aged 10 to 24. We have also secondary target, who are the healthcare providers, teachers, parents, but also youth networks. Next is to look at the coordination of SYP. The SYP will be coordinated by the Ministry of Youth and Culture within the One UN Joint Program on Youth. The coordination will take place through a steering committee, a technical committee, but also annual review. In terms of implementation, we will have key partners, stakeholders, allies, and coalitions. The key partners include the Swiss Tropical and Public Health Institute, Imbuto Foundation, Rwanda Biomedical Center, while key stakeholders include ministries of Education, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Youth and Culture, Rwanda Education Board, and districts. I thank you for your attention.
Umunsi wa mbere njya mu mihango byarangoye cyane ndetse nari mfite no kwitinya. Nabanje gutinya kubibwira mama kubera ko numvaga ari ibintu bidasanzwe, ibintu bitabaho. Ariko nyine yaje kunyegera nk'umubyeyi, ntago yayoberwa uyu mwana arimo, aza kunsobanurira neza ibijyanye n'ubuzima bw'imyororokere. Nza gutinyuka numva ko kuba umuntu yajya mu mihango ni ibintu bisanzwe bibaho nyine mu buzima bwa muntu, ndetse nacyo kigaragaza ko umuntu afite ubuzima buzira umuze.
Hari igihe kimwe na kimwe inyimbi n'abangavu bageramo bakabura umuntu bagira inama bitewe n'uko ntazo baba bafite ababyeyi babo, ntazo imiryango yabo ibizi cyangwa ikabizizi, ariko bakaba bagira ipfunwe ryo kurivuga.
Usanga hari idini urimo, idini ni kwemera ko watanga uri kwafekita kugira ngo utamenya ayo makuru, waba uvuga ati wenda dukoresha nk'agakingizo, ukoresha agakingizo wenda n'urugero kumva bamwe bavuga ngo mu izina rya Yesu, ibintu nk'ibyo ngibyo kwa amadini, ibyo ngibyo bikawukura kujya ute uko wabasha kutabona serivisi nziza zizewe zerekeye ku buzima bw'imyororokere.
Numva abana benshi bafite ibibazo byinshi bibaza ku bijyanye n'ubuzima bw'imyororokere, rimwe na rimwe bakaba bafite no kwitinya muri bo, cyangwa se nta babyeyi bafite babaza.
Nk'urubyiruko dukunda kugira imbogamizi nyinshi cyane mu bijyanye no kujya twabasha kubona serivisi zerekeye ku buzima bw'imyororokere, harimo nko kubona agakingirizo. Kubona agakingirizo bizi namwe cyangwa se n'abandi bantu bose bizikunda kuba ikibazo. So urubyiruko rimwe namwe rero rugira ipfunwe kujya kuvuga ati ndajya se kuri farumasi guhaka agakingirizo se n'iki, ibyo ugasanga nyine ntibya bindi, cyangwa ugasanga avuga ati baramvuga ko ndi igihararumbo ndetse n'ibindi bibavuga ateka n'undi mbikorera aho ngaho nta myaka 100.
Icyakorwa ni uko habaho guhabwa serivisi ku buryo buboroheye kandi bubegereye, hatabayemo ko umubyeyi abyivangamo, ndetse hatabayeho nuko yagira kwishisha kw'abandi.
Bashyira ahantu hizewe cyangwa se hegeze urubyiruko hadateba ipfunwe no kuba byuzute urubyiruko rwabona iki agakingirizo. Ugasanga wenda ugasanga mu mudugudu umujyanama w'ubuzima w'umugore w'umukecuru niwe bahaye ubwo bukingirizo. Inkange y'urubyiruko nzajya ku mujyanama w'ubuzima mubwiye ngo w'umukecuru ngo nshaka agakingirizo, atambwira ngo agashakira iki, ugasanga agafata ubwo bukingirizo akaba ugasanga undi mujyanama w'ubuzima w'urubyiruko nanone nzajya mu gufita amapisi cyangwa se iki mubwira ati mpaka kantu nyine ndiko kwifashisha, aho ngaho bizaba byiza cyane.
Numva rero abana bakeneye guhabwa amakuru menshi ahagije ajyanye n'ubuzima bw'imyororokere, biciye wenda mu bandi bana bangana babihuguriwe, cyangwa se bakabicisha mu bigo nderabuzima, mu midugudu, ku biro by'imidugudu, ku biro by'utugari n'ahandi henshi nyine hagiye hahurira abantu, bagashyiraho utugoroba tw'ababyeyi, bagashishikariza ababyeyi kujya bigisha abana ibijyanye n'ubuzima bw'imyororokere mbere y'uko bayijyamo, kuko burya ngo igiti kigororwa kikiri gito, bagatangira kubatoza uko bagomba kwitwara hakiri kare.
Rero ikintu nakumva ari nuko bafata wenda nko mu midugudu aho dutuye, ku bigo by'amashuri se ukumva ngo nanda ngo nukorora uburara, ntago ari ukorora uburara, ahubwo ntago ari ukorora uburara mu bigo by'amashuri, ahubwo ni ibintu byiza cyane kubera ko bidufasha kujya ute kuba twabasha kwirinda inda zitateganyijwe. Nkuko tubizi urubyiruko cyane cyane abana b'abakobwa abangavu n'ingimbi twe tubigiramo uruhare bise ugasanga nyine bakadutraininga cyane kugira ngo tujyute tubashe gukoresha agakingirizo.
Those teenage girls who are difficultly needing that help, you go and talk with someone. They'll help you in that ways that you get that permission or that help you need. That's how I'm trying to help those teenage girls and those adults to understand that teenage girls need that help, and you should also understand it. Don't just say that stay at home, and if you don't have that help, then seek for it. There's no problem.
Muraho, amazina yanjye nitwa Mfuranzima Prince Moise, ndi umunyeshuri muri Kaminuza y'u Rwanda, ishami ry'ubuvuzi n'ubuzima. Mbafitiye ubutumwa. Abahungu n'abagabo bakwiye kumenya ko imihango ari ibihe karemano bisanzwe mu buzima bw'abagore n'abakobwa, bityo ntidukwiye kubaheza, kubaha akato cyangwa kubinubira mu gihe bari mu mihango. Birakwiye ko abagabo n'abasore tugira amakuru ahagije ku byerekeye imihango, bityo tukabasha gufasha bashiki bacu cyangwa se mugafasha n'abagore banyu mu bihe bisanzwe by'ubuzima. Murakoze.
And thank you very much. Now, as you can see, I wanted you to understand the challenges that we young people face, especially girls when it's the period in the menstruation period. Now, most of the times we don't have the information, and those are the challenges that have been said. It comes for the very first time, and I'm surprised. How do I take myself when I'm in school? Where do I get information? And I actually loved how, I think there is a certain student that said parents should really focus on giving us information, you know, and schools should provide information for us to be ready for such a period, because sometimes this really finds you when you are not ready. And briefly, those were reflections from different young people and some of the challenges they face in the times of menstruation periods, especially when it hits them the first time. Now, we've already started getting to different testimonies of young people, but I would love you to help me listen to the gentleman from Afriyan, and this is Mr. Evode. Now, Mr. Evode works with the youth in different programs, and Mr. Evode, I really know that you have a message and a way you want to tell us this, but allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome Mr. Evode, who's going to be giving us a presentation on menstrual health management, especially on some of the initiatives that we can find with Afriyan. Let's listen.
As part of the mandate, we have to advance sexual reproductive health for adolescents and young people. And that includes menstrual health management. So within menstrual health management, along these days we had different activities, and we have some other upcoming activities together with other youth-led organizations to see how we can work together to advance the menstrual health within our adolescent and young people. So we believe that by 2030, we should have a world, a region, and a country where there's no more period stigma, there's no more period poverty. And for this to happen, there is a need for involvement of both young girls, young boys, to reduce the stigma. There's also the involvement of different partners, key stakeholders, to see how we can empower our young women and young girls for them to embrace their sexual reproductive health rights, so that they can have affordable sanitary products regarding their menstrual hygiene. And everyone, every young man, every young women is a key partner to achieve inaccurate menstrual health management. So we are working together with different partners, including UNFPA, the Ministry of Youth and Culture, the Rwanda Ministry of
family promotion, MIGEPROF, to see how we can we can advance our menstrual health management in Rwanda. We'll be working with some adolescents that you will see in the talking to you their experience, what was their initial experience and what they have learned as part of our activities. And it's something that is interesting because we keep seeing the progress based on the previous year's situation and the current situation. And we have this confidence that by 2030, we'll be at a good level regarding the menstrual hygiene management.
Ubusanzwe umugore cyangwa umukobwa ugeze mu gihe cyo kororoka ajya mu mihango buri kwezi nk'ikimenyetso cy'uko umubiri we watangiye cyangwa se uri gukora intangangore, bikaba bimuha ubushobozi bwo kuba yakororoka. Imihango ni igihe ngaruka kwezi kibaho igihe intangangore itahuye n'intangangabo ngo bikore urusoro, bityo bigatuma ibice bya nyababyeyi byari byiteguye kwakira umwana bisohoka nk'amaraso aribyo twita imihango.
Uyu munsi rero turaganira uburyo wakwikorera isuku n'uburyo wakora ibikoresho byifashishwa mu gihe cy'imihango. Bimwe mu bikoresho dukoresha rero harimo kotegisi ikoreshwa rimwe na rimwe. Hari igihe tuba tudafite ubushobozi cyangwa ako kanya tudafite ubushobozi bwo kuba twayigura, tukaba twakoresha ubundi buryo dufata ibitambaro cyangwa imyenda tukayikoresha neza ku buryo tuyikoresha tuyibinda mu gihe cy'imihango. Tugiye kwigira hamwe uko wabasha kubyikorera n'uko wabasha kubigirira isuku. Dufite igitambaro cya poperine, murakireba. Dufite igitambaro cya koto, dufite isashi idakomeye itavuga cyane, dufite umukasi, dufite n'urudodo, urudodo n'urushinge na kotegisi yo kuza kugira ngo turebereho uko turi buze gukora iyacu. Niko tubanza hasi, dukurikizeho isashi ingana nka rwa rugero twakoresheje mbere. Tuyigerekeho hejuru, noneho dukate koto. Turazinga gatatu kuko iyi koto niyo ibasha gufata ya mihango yacu. Ndagashyiramo hagati ku buryo utazajya yambara akagenda yihinarika. Turakoresha iyi poperine ebyiri. Iyi poperine niyo yoroshye kurusha ino koto. Ndagashyira hejuru, noneho nindangiza ndafata ya kotegisi yacu ndebe uko imeze, uko ngiye gupimaho. Ubwo utayifite wabanza ukakoresha nk'agapapuro ukabanza ukayishushanya uko imeze. Ubwo twebwe ko tuyifite niyo tugiye gukoresha. Ndayipima ngendeye kuri kano ka koto. Fate iyi maka nshushanye aho ndi bukate, kuko ndakata ntabwo wakambara ibi byose.
Dear uncle, kama fana wande mukale jisanzo ngari simona mbe ababande ndibwele zanso. Dear mother, dear father, grandparents, kama so cousin, kama fana.
Hasigaye dore iyi ni kotegisi yacu ariko ntabwo irangiye. Muri kubona ko ari nk'iyi ngiyi n'ubundi. Ubona ko ari nk'iyi. Noneho tugiye gushyiraho, kuko ibi bitambaro byacu nta bushobozi bifite byo kuba byafatana. Ushobora kuyishyira mu ikariso ikagwa cyangwa ikanyerera, hano hari utundi tuntu dufite tumatira noneho ubu kotegisi yacu iruzuye hari na twa tundi tw'inyuma twabonaga turiho ubwo uyishyira ku ikariso ugahita ahangaha inyuma yayo uzinga gutya ugashyiraho
Thank you very much, and that was really amazing. Did you get to learn something? Because you can make your own pad. And this is amazing because this is the kind of information I was talking about. Today is the day we discuss on such issues. You know, do you have information on how to easily make your pad? Do you know where to get the pads? Do you know how much a pad costs? This is information that even us men and boys should know about. And I'm happy that we are getting to know more of information because today is the Menstrual Hygiene Day. Now, we can't talk about that without having someone from iMatter.
Good menstrual hygiene enables women and girls to reach to their full potential. It's now time to invest in menstrual hygiene management. It's time for action.
It is time for action, and that's what I wanted. It's time for action. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing poet. Yeah? She prepared her poem specifically for you. Are you ready? No, I don't want you guys to be like, are you ready? Just send in anything, any emoji. Just say, hey, Arthur, I'm ready. Are you guys ready? She's amazing. She's a star in our area. And she's one of the best poets that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you this amazing performance of where we get to learn more about the first day you learn that you can have your periods. Let's go.
My first periods, the worst nightmare. In the midnight of my 12 years birthday, I felt something strange. The vagina started bleeding. Don't be surprised. To me, it was a nightmare. Though I was not asleep, I thought that very soon I would wake up and that the blood should stop, but it didn't stop. I cried and cried, asking for help. Mom, please come and help. She quickly came to my room. When I showed her, she just laughed at me. Don't be afraid. You're grown up. This is what we call menstruation. As I have never been at school, as I have never got out of a house, even a single day, to have a chat with my peers, as my mother assumed that a blind girl like me didn't need that kind of knowledge, of course, I should not have had any idea about menstruation. In a blink of an eye, my mother brought me one of her oldest clothes. She cut it into big parts. My daughter, please use this so that you don't make your bed sheets dirty. Remember, I didn't have any skills about sexual reproductive health. I was not taught by anybody to do any kind of self-care. Guess the time my mother came to help to support me to change. 10 hours after. What a bad smell. What a lot of pain. How embarrassed I was. I will never and ever forget about that. Because this is the worst experience I've ever had. But finally, my life has changed. I escaped that terrible situation. Miraculously, I got the support and went to school. I got different skills. I know what menstrual hygiene is and its use. I can make my own money. I can have access to water, buy sanitary pads and soap. But don't assume that this experience only happened to me. menstrual health for girls and women with disabilities, especially those who are poor and those with severe disabilities. It's a big challenge. We find girls and women with intellectual disability on the street. We even find them in menstrual period. They look weird and dirty, but who cares? We just laugh at them and move on. Those who think that they are merciful, they ask God to stop menstruation for all ladies with intellectual disability. But that's not a solution. They're also human beings instead of that. Let's stand, join hands, put our voices together and advocate for the removal of all barriers which hinder girls and women with various disabilities to fully access information and products of their menstrual health.
Thank you very much, Anezi. And Byukusenje is one of the best poets that we have here in Rwanda. And her message was very clear. Actually, reading on some of the comments, Marie Irja Nyawera said this is so much important for both young generation and parents. And thank you, UNFPA, for putting young people at the heart of your program. And kudos to Afriyan. Thank you very much, Marie. And Jean d'Arc also said, Murakoze ikiganiro chiza kwishakamo ibisubizo mu gukemura period poverty birakenewe. And you are right. Actually, we need such conversations to be going on. And that is why we invited different influencers in their sectors. We are blessed to be with radio presenters, doctors, artists, musicians, and they are here to talk to you. Let me not spoil it for you, yeah? Let me not spoil it for you. You saw it on the artworks, yeah? We said they'll be here. So ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? We have Sandrine, we have Tom Close, we have Knowles, Butera, and some of our partners like Crystal that are going to be giving us the messages now. Sit tight on your website or wherever you're watching from, because some of you are on Facebook and others are on YouTube. Sit tight and enjoy the show.
Mu gihe isi yugarijwe n'icyorezo ni ngombwa ko abakobwa n'abagore babona ibikoresho by'isuku byifashishwa mu gihe bari mu mihango kandi bakabona amakuru ahagije kugira ngo barinde ubuzima, icyubahiro n'imibereho myiza byabo. Ni inshingano z'abafata ibyemezo kuborohereza kubona ibyo bikoresho by'isuku bifashisha mu gihe bari mu mihango.
Amazina yanjye nigira neza Wanege Christelle, nkaba ndi umunyeshuri mu ishami ry'ubuganga, nkaba nurutse mu muryango Urukundo Initiative. Mu Rukundo Initiative dutanga amakuru ku buzima bw'imyororokere tuyicishije mu buryo bw'umukino. No munsi nifuje kubabwira ngo mumenye agaciro k'umubiri wanyu. Nta ugomba kugufatira ibyemezo kubyerekeranye cyangwa ibyakorerwa umubiri wawe. Ejo hazaza hawe ndetse n'agaciro k'umubiri wawe biruta kure ibyo bagushukisha byose bikagushora mu mibonano mpuzabitsina idakingiye ndetse bikaba byanakuviramo gutwara inda itateganyijwe ukiri muto.
Kubura ibikoresho by'isuku mu gihe umukobwa cyangwa umugore ari mu mihango bishobora kugira ingaruka zitandukanye zirimo kuba yakwandura indwara zituruka ku mwanda cyangwa akabaho afite ihungabana riterwa n'ipfunwe yagira mu gihe agiye mu mihango atabikoresheje, akaba yasekwa n'uwo bari kumwe. Niyo mpamvu inzego zitandukanye zikwiriye gufatanyiriza hamwe mu gutuma ibyo bikoresho biboneka ku bakobwa bose ndetse no ku bagore bose. Kujya mu mihango ntabwo byagakwiriye kuba icyaha cyangwa ikosa ku mugore ku buryo yabaho ubuzima bwe bwose abangamiwe.
Kubura ibikoresho byifashishwa mu gihe cy'imihango bishobora gutuma abakobwa batabona uko bajya ku ishuri ndetse no mu kazi kabo ka buri munsi. Ibi bigira ingaruka mu myigire yabo ndetse no mu mikorere yabo, bigatuma batabasha kugera ku iterambere rirambye. Abakobwa n'abagore
bakwiye kubona ibikoresho byifashishwa mu gihe bari mu mihango. Twese hamwe dufatanyije turwanye yuko abakobwa abagore babura ibikoresho bakoresha mu gihe cy'imihango.
Oh yes, those are the messages from different celebrities. Now we'll be back with a performance from Knowless, but before we continue, I really want to thank the people that have taken their time to join us today. We are blessed to be with different influential people. And by the way, if you noticed, we are blessed to have the former Vice President of the Senate, Janda Gakuba. Thank you very much for joining in. And she's the one that gave him the idea of this is really, really good talks. We need such conversations when it comes to giving solutions and fighting the period poverty. And that is a nice message. Now, I told you that we have a good show, yeah? Are you guys ready now? Let me tell you, I'm warming up because the stage here is warming up too. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Knowless!
Nyigisha kuba umuntu nyagasani mu bumuntu mu mutima mu bupfura simbe gito ngo ubuto bunshuke bimviremo gutana ngira umuntu ari kumwe n'umuntu nyigisha gutanga ibitekerezo byanjye unyigishe no kubaha iby'abandi nyigisha kuba inshuti nziza ariko unyigishe no kutivanga mu by'abandi ngira umuntu ari kumwe n'umuntu nyigisha gukora ntategereje gushimwa kandi nishimwa sinzishyire hejuru nyigisha kugira neza nubwo ineza yanjye ntuyisanga imbere ngira umuntu ari kumwe n'umuntu nyigisha kubana n'abantu neza nzasige inkuru nziza imusozi nyigisha kubana n'abantu neza maze nzasige inkuru nziza imusozi ngira umuntu ari kumwe n'umuntu nyigisha kubana n'abantu hamagara mama umubwire ko wakoze amabara, ko wamenye igikoma kandi ko wari soba. Hoya ntubeshyere inzoga ntibwari ubwa mbere. Wagiye kuba nyogokuru, ngwarera umuzukuru. Umwana arashaka amago kandi nawe kiba mu rugo. Izi nkenya z'inkoni ese zizatuma wubaka urugo. Ugiye kuba papa, ya baba baba. Ugiye kwitwa ya baba baba. Ugiye kuba papa, ya baba baba. Kwa dufaranga twasubize nutumene mu mayoga, uze tugura pampa. Nushaka usezera abapampe, abapapa nuko bakora uzamenyera. Hehe no gusepera, ubu ugiye kurera. Umwana arashaka amago kandi nawe kiba mu rugo. Izi nkenya z'inkoni ese zizatuma wubaka. Ya baba baba. Ugiye kuba papa, ya baba baba. Ugiye kwitwa papa, ya baba baba. Ugiye kuba papa, ya baba baba. Ya baba baba. Ugiye kuba papa, ya baba baba. Ugiye kwitwa papa, ya baba baba. Ugiye kuba papa, ya baba baba. 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 Ya
Oh man, now that's a performance. Now that is a performance. If you're watching live, this show is going to stay here on YouTube. Remember to share it. Amazing information has been discussed here on this stage. We've got to know more about the SYP program. We got to get different testimonies from the beneficiaries, from the young mothers that got pregnant at such an early stage, the challenges that we face as girls when it comes to the first day. We get to know we started our menstruation period. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember to share this information. This is why we are here. Now, we are coming to the end of our session today. I had such an amazing time. But as I said, I do not give you the welcome remarks, so I want to give you the closing remarks. I'm with my friend here, Mark, and please let me give you this job today. You are the host of the last segment. Please allow me to give you the opportunity to welcome the guest of honor and who's going to be giving us the closing remarks of today. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Arthur. What a great afternoon it's been, and to see the talent of Rwanda shining, and the discussions around promoting our adolescents and youth, particularly their sexual and reproductive health, including their menstrual health. I want to thank all of the speakers and panelists, and especially the artists today that lended their voice and their talent to this important discussion. It's a great privilege to welcome our guest of honor for today's event, the Honorable Minister of Youth and Culture, Rosemary Mbabazi.
Country Representative UNFPA, Country Director, Regional Director Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, our young people, good afternoon, mwiriwe neza, bon après-midi. It is my great pleasure and honor to be here on this timely event at the launch of the Safeguard Young People program and celebration of Menstrual Health Day, a program aimed at socially empowering our young people, both in Rwanda and globally. We commend UNFPA for this great initiative. First of all, I would like to sincerely and deeply appreciate UNFPA Rwanda for their unwavering support towards youth empowerment through various programs and initiatives, including but not limited to Youth Connect program. UNFPA is one of the key partners, along with the Koika and Imbuto Foundation, in the implementation of the I-Accelerator program, which is a program providing financial and technical support to young entrepreneurs with innovative solutions that address challenges related to sexual and reproductive health and maternal health, with special consideration to youth with disabilities. Through I-Accelerator, young people get timely and accurate sexual and reproductive health information and services through sexual education and prevention of all forms of abuses. As we are all aware, young people are the leaders of today and tomorrow. They are strong foundations on which countries prepare their future. This is explained by the fact that they constitute the majority of the world's population, but also a driving change and contribution to shaping the future. If supported and equipped with the necessary tools, nurtured with right values, then we can be sure that the world would be a better place for all of us, our children and our children's children, which is the next generation. The Safeguard Young People program launched today as we celebrate the Menstrual Health Day comes at the right time and complement available youth health programs such as behavior change, an example of the Ejo Sichera series that we run with the Imbuto Foundation, sexual reproductive health and HIV prevention. This synergy will automatically bring more impact and can help address health challenges affecting our young girls and boys. You can find all these services at our youth centers. Going forward, it will be much easier to get the information, the right information that the young people need. As we celebrate the Menstrual Health Day, we are reminded that we need to step up action and investment in the menstrual health and hygiene now. This requires everyone's effort to help all young people to have access to needed information, but also support them to remain confident during their menstrual period by providing them with hygienic pads. The existing initiatives like Ichumba Chumukobwa or Girls Space in schools are contributing to this cause. However, more programs are needed to reach all girls in need. This campaign's theme is entitled My Body, My Dignity, speaks to all young people, particularly girls. It reminds youth that their body is an important part of their existence, which needs attention, respect, especially when it comes to sexual and reproductive health. I would like to take this opportunity to challenge our young people and our esteemed partners to always think and bring forward innovative solutions that are resilient and ready to cope with COVID-19 and other global pandemic short and long-term impacts in addressing sexual reproductive health issues. As I conclude, I once again thank UNFPA and all esteemed youth empowerment partners in this event, including civil society, the government, development partners, and other partners for your firm support, and request all of us to continue providing the necessary support to our young people. The Ministry of Youth and Culture remains committed to strengthen partnership with UNFPA and all partners towards empowering our young people. Let's make this happen. It's very possible. Thank you all for your kind attention.
And thank you very much, Honorable Minister Rosemary Mbabazi, for such an amazing remark. And most of it really is good information that we young people can go home with. Before we close, let me read this comment. Matthias Gakwerere, thank you very much. It's a great conversations. Let's invest in sexual reproductive health for a bright future of adults and girls, an entire nation. Menstrual hygiene management is among high impact interventions. And let's keep these conversations flowing. Now, the video is going to be on YouTube, and then we are going to air this show on RBA tomorrow. So you can tune in around 5:30 to 6:30 there and get to enjoy the show now in your comfort. Yeah, I understand most of you guys, you are still at work and you are in offices. Maybe you didn't get a chance of watching it. Well, have a good day. My name is Arthur, and I was the host of today. See you again.